Hello, friends. Welcome to today's show. I'm Dr. Helen Holton, founder and CEO, and that would be Chief Engagement Officer of Dr. Helen Speaks. Yes, Dr. Helen Speaks Strength, Resilience, and Leadership. And let me back up a minute. I'm the CEO of that too, but more importantly, the CEO of Dr. Helen Holton and Associates that brings this show here to you each and every week. Why? Because it only makes sense that we show up for you in a way to help you be more of who you are, to help motivate, inspire, and change lives. That's what we're really here for under leadership. It's good to be with you again. I value you, your presence, your contributions, and desire to take your leadership to the next level. If no one has told you this before, let me be the first to let you know. It matters. Leaders matter. One of my favorite leaders, John Maxwell, says, everything rises and falls on leadership. The world will be a better place when people are better leaders. That's why I keep showing up here. I believe that, and it means a lot. And I love your feedback that you give me, the phone calls, the text messages, the emails. Keep them coming, keep them coming. I want you to know you're helping to shape the programming that we bring here to you. It's not all about me. It's not about me at all. It's really all about you. You can reach out to me here on the show. You can send me a note at engage@drhelenholton.com. That's ENGAGE at Dr. Helen Holton, all one word, just Dr. helenholton.com. Visit our website, drhelenholton.com. Connect with me on LinkedIn at what else? Dr. Helen Holton. I'm working to do better on Instagram and all those other places. On Instagram, you can find me as Dr. Helen Speaks. However, most importantly, get here, find me. We show up here for you. We do this because you matter. And we recognize that and want you to know how much you matter to us. Weekly, our purpose is to serve you as we discuss and explore ways to level up your leadership. Did you know the most effective leaders are lifelong learners? Let me repeat that for you. The most effective leaders are lifelong learners. I've come to this realization, as have many others that are in pursuit of sustainable, impactful leadership. You can't keep showing up with yesterday's news expecting new outcomes. What's the saying? If you keep doing what you've always done, you'll keep getting what you've always gotten. And if you're not getting what you want from your life, do something different, do something new. If nothing changes in your life, nothing changes. Here, we offer you opportunities for continual learning and growth. What we know is that when you learn new and different ways to leverage your strengths, by the way, are the best of who you are by nature and nurture. Think about some things that just come natural to you, and someone will say, how are you so good at doing that? And your first response is, well, I don't know. I've just always had a knack for it. Yeah, the best of who you are. It also is about learning to navigate your weaknesses. And we all have them. So don't feel like you're the only one out there, or that you maybe have more than others. We all have them. None of us are good at everything. It's just not possible. Navigating weaknesses. And I'm going to share this tidbit of information with you. Gallup defines a weakness as anything that gets in the way of your success. So you've got to learn to navigate them. Shift and bob and weave and pivot, whatever you need to do to keep them at bay and not getting in the way of your success as a leader. And lastly, build resilience. Resilience is a powerful practice. that helps you to persevere and push through life's challenges that get in the way of what you want. I will share this with you. Me being here with you today is because of resilience, grace, and gratitude. But it's the resilience that kept me focused, that kept me uplifted when it felt like there was no way out. Build resilience. What do these three things do for you? They equip, empower, and elevate you on your journey towards more success. Oh, you're asking, what does success look like? How do you measure it? Here are three clear ways to measure success. Number one, an improvement in your performance, not just for you, but the team you lead. Number two, an increase in productivity. Look, it doesn't matter if you're producing widgets, toothpaste, baby formula, or if you're bringing a service to the marketplace. You are in a position to determine when you're achieving an increase in productivity. And lastly, number three, growth in your prosperity potential. Now, I know someone's saying, oh, prosperity potential, what is that? Okay, it begins with your profits. That's the easiest way to see. Am I earning more? But that's not the only measure. Your prosperity potential is beyond the tangible dollars and cents. Do you have more time on your hands? Do you feel better about yourself? Are you having better work-life balance, self-care? A stronger bottom line is important, but it's not the only thing that's important, which is why I don't just say profits, it's prosperity potential. Now, these three measures, you determine what they are, and then they help you to monitor and keep moving forward, recognizing progress every step of the way. Know this, progress eats perfection for breakfast every day. Don't get stuck in being perfect. I have to remind myself of that because I'm always striving for excellence. However, sometimes you just got to get out of the box and go with it to know that you're making progress, adding to that improvement in performance, increase in productivity, and growth in your prosperity potential. Dr. Helen Speaks shows up here as a resource to add value, to help you optimize your leadership, your life, and ultimately your legacy, that which you will leave behind, the imprint on the planet that will live long after you're gone. When you think about technology today, when you put something out in social media, yeah, it has the potential to live forever. So be mindful of that. A little background. Dr. Helen Holton and Associates came into being after 30 years of being in leadership, helping others, service. I am a servant leader, in case you didn't know that. For the record, I'm a servant leader. My whole purpose, passion, and pursuit is how I can serve others to help make the world a better place. At Dr. Helen Holton and Associates, we use an innovative, holistic head-heart connection approach to coaching, training, consulting, everything that we do. And we're focused on helping you achieve more success with less stress. Who needs it? Stress is not overrated, but I tell you what, it can take you down a rabbit hole that you never thought you'd be going down. And to have greater joy in life. So in the way of threes, more success, less stress, and greater joy in life. Our work with you is professional development and personal growth. That's what we do first and foremost, anchored in diversity and inclusion. Because without those two, you're never going to get all of what you can get out of whatever it is that you do. And we wrap that D&I, diversity and inclusion, in culture. Culture is what helps us to fuel a genuine sense of belonging. It helps you to understand how to accept others that are different from you. Difference is good. And when you allow difference to have a voice and say in what you're doing, how you're showing up, research continues to recognize and affirm the value added influence of these behaviors, attitudes, and ways of being, and how they contribute to you becoming your best you. At the end of the day, that's what it's really all about. I'm going to pause here because I want you to get your note-taking devices, pen and paper, tablet, phone, whatever you use to capture what you want to remember, what you want to go back on and really spend some time reflecting on. And this is the time of the year to really do that. So we started our series that we're working on now with a focus, the series on leadership and love. And our focus today is on forgiveness, leadership, love, and forgiveness. And we're continuing this journey taken from my favorite book, the Holy Bible. Yes, that is my favorite book on the planet. And we're coming from the 13th chapter of 1 Corinthians, verses 4-7. Many people know this as the love chapter. You hear it at weddings, almost. There are few weddings I've been to where some snippet or the whole chapter has not been lifted up to encourage long-lasting, forever unions. That's what a marriage is supposed to be, a lifelong union until death parts you. However, we know that doesn't always happen, but if you begin focused on that, you're ahead of the bunch. But I want you to see the value of these words in leadership. Yeah. So taking a look at verse 6 today, and we'll be doing this for a couple of days because it's full of 6 and 7, just full of a whole lot of stuff. Not that the others aren't, but here we go. Love does not delight in evil, but rejoices in truth. Oh my goodness. Love does not delight in evil. It rejoices in truth. Do you have the opportunity to do what you do best every day? In truth. I ask you this powerful question every week, mainly because it's a great coach's question. For all the coaches out there, it's a great coaching question. When you come to our show, I want you to allow your mind to think deeper than you normally do about what you really want for your life. So I ask you to take some notes, jot down words, whatever resonates with you. Repetition is a proven process for learning retention. It helps you to ingest, incorporate, and integrate new learning, new habits and patterns into your reservoir of resilience and abundance. It helps you find and focus on what you do best. So this is an additive journey we're on, and we started with kindness, increased it with patience, trust, selflessness, or being unselfish. These are all building blocks to strengthen you on how to increase your opportunity to do what you do best and to do it with a genuine and authentic attitude of love. I want to ask you this question. When was the last time that you really and earnestly forgave someone for, and this goes back to truth and trust. When you violate the truths you tell or the trust that people hold in you, it's time for you to consider forgiveness. Absolutely. Truth, trust, and forgiveness are intertwined. Now, it doesn't mean you always bring forgiveness into play because many of us do not. We always want others to forgive us, but how willing are you to step into that space to forgive others? So forgiveness allows us the opportunity to clean up our act. What do I mean by that? As ambassadors of love, and I believe that every person on this planet is born with the opportunity and ability to be an ambassador of love. And if we all took this to heart, I promise you, the world would not be the way it is right now. It wouldn't, because we'd be approaching it from a perspective of love. When you've been untruthful or have violated a trust, the first act of restoration is forgiveness. What an opportune time we have to reflect on the words or what it means to be forgiveness. And I'm going to quote words of a wise man who had faults and yet embraced and taught others about the power of forgiveness. It was the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. who said, "Forgiveness is not an occasional act. It is a permanent attitude." A permanent attitude. In preparation for today's show, this message reached deeply into my spirit as an undeniable truth. And as we've traveled this journey of leadership and love through the guiding book of my life, it brought me to a place of gratitude for the grace that God makes available to you, to me, to everyone. It's there, but it takes you to recognize it, or at least imagine that it's true, for you to be able to put it into practice. Now, I referenced the words of Stephen Covey a couple weeks ago. Stephen Covey says, "Trust is the glue of life. It's the most essential ingredient in effective communication. It's the foundational principle that holds all relationships." Here's something I learned in grad school. Tasks do not complete themselves without people. So you won't get a task done without people. What do I mean by that? Anything that is achieved in this world is done by people working together. That's a relationship. And taking this truth along with what it means to forgive is how we can begin to understand why forgiveness is so powerful. Let me break that down a little bit. How often do you just say, when you've done something to someone and you quick, "Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean it." Were you really sorry? Did you genuinely recognize that in somehow you've wronged someone? Here's a story. I thought I'd met the love of my life. We had so much in common. He made me laugh. It was funny. We liked doing a lot of the same things. And then he did something I thought would never happen. Broke my heart in a million pieces in a way that was the most painful breakup I'd ever experienced in life. I cried an ocean of tears, had pity party, thought life was going to come to an end. It didn't. In the deep recesses of my mind, I knew that it wouldn't. However, that doesn't mean that it didn't have the potential to. I know some people who could not overcome a broken heart. And I turn to the book that sustains me in life, looking for consolation, looking for comfort, looking for something to take the pain away. and in prayer. And what kept coming up was forgiveness. Yes. And so I forgave this person, not in a superfluous way, but in a way that I really reached deep down in my soul to know that and learn that forgiveness is less about the other person than it is about you. That's right. Forgiveness is really about you. It's about breaking what's holding you down and keeping you stuck in that place of woe is me. How could this happen? What did I do to deserve this? You didn't do anything to deserve it. And if you go back to the episodes where we talk about trust and truth, you'll understand that a little more. Forgiveness does not mean restoration. It doesn't mean you just go back to the way things were before you were hurt. And as a leader, people will hurt you. Forgive them. Christ said on the cross, Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do. How many times have you been forgiven? How many times have you done something that you knew in your heart of hearts was wrong when you did it, but you did it anyway? Forgiveness. So much power wrapped up in it. We're never so vulnerable than when we trust someone. But paradoxically, if we cannot trust, neither can we find love or joy. Walter Anderson shared that, an ambassador of love. None of us are born great leaders or even good leaders. None of us is a leader without making mistakes, without losing someone's trust, without being untruthful. It happens all the time. Turn on the local news or commentary. They're always talking about someone who's violated something to get them in a world of trouble. So get over it. It's just not that deep. But understand there is a way for you to stay on a path of wholeness, of righteousness, of fairness, of what it means to be a great leader. Forgive as you have been forgiven. And understand, it doesn't mean that all things go back like they were before. It means that, yes, you've got to spend some time rebuilding the trust that's been lost, righting the wrong of not being truthful. It's all of that and some. And I will tell you, so with the who I thought was the love of my life, I forgave him. And today we're friends. I don't see any path down the road that we will be more than that. But you know what? I believe that friends are forever. Relationships come and go. Friends are forever until there's an interruption that warrants forgiveness. But in that place, you have a choice. You can forgive and start over, or you can forgive and act as if what act that was done to put you in a place to forgive someone, or to seek someone else's forgiveness. It's liberating. Can I say that? Forgiveness is actually liberating. It lightens the burden of whatever you're carrying inside. As Dr. King said, It is an attitude shift. Yes. It's not a simple occasional act. Please forgive me. Or I forgive you. You need to mean it. You don't even have to say that the relationship's not restored. But if asked, be truthful about it. And it just means you need to spend some more time within yourself and to set boundaries if need be, or new parameters around how you will re-engage. And the same thing, take these same principles in business, in an organization that you lead. Do you want people around you that you can't trust, that are untruthful? Do you want to empower them with what you've built? Doesn't mean you have to fire them, but it certainly means if you keep having them show up in the way they always do, understand what the risk may be to your business, to your integrity. Because in essence, as a business owner, everything you do impacts how the world at large will see you. And don't think that word doesn't get out when you operate in those ways. Look at the people today that are making headline news because they've been dishonest. They've not been truthful. Now, it's not our place to determine what their outcome is, but let's be clear. If you're considering someone like this to do business with, it's almost like in real estate, when they say buyer beware is about what's the seller telling you? Are they selling you the real deal? I know many business deals that have gone sour because one of the parties was not truthful, did not earn the trust or violated the trust given them. Here at Dr. Helen Holton and Associates, our personal commitment is to you, to help you bring your best self, your A game for the world to experience in whatever capacity you need it. It's here where we connect and engage deeper to make that happen for you. As an executive and leadership coach, we focus on leveraging your strengths, building resilience to take your leadership to the next level. You might think I've got this thing all figured out. Newsflash, I don't. Just like you, I'm a continual work in progress. Yes, I work with leaders to be the best they can be through coaching, mentoring, consulting. I have coaches and mentors and consultants and a community that help our business to grow and become better, to stretch, and helps me. It's about learning to write this down, TBD, TBD, think, be, do more. Think about it. If you think about it and it makes sense, be about it. If you're going to be about it, it requires some action. As Michael Jordan would say, just do it. Think, be, and do more with intention and on purpose. Leading through love. Success is not a solo journey. However, it does require you to spend some time alone and with others, deciding how you intend to pursue what you want, not just for you, for your business or organization, the division you lead, the team you lead, whatever the case may be. Everything rises and falls on leadership. 6 simple words that can impact the trajectory of your truth, your trust, your ability to forgive, and for you to be a great leader. We need more great leaders in the world today. And what I've learned is the best way I can support you is to stand with you and for you in pursuit of what you want for your life and your leadership. to help you as a leader to stretch, grow, and uncover the truth of who you are. And what you want is the greatest value I can bring to you. Primary goal is to motivate, inspire, and help you change your reality, to gain clarity on moving ahead in pursuit of your dreams. Your greatest you deserves nothing less. I'm ready for your breakthrough to your best. How ready are you? I'm Dr. Helen Holton, CEO and founder of Dr. Helen Holton and Associates. And we show up here every Tuesday, 10 a.m. Pacific time, 1 o'clock p.m. Eastern time on the Win-Win Women Network. You can catch replays on Roku TV, Amazon Fire, Apple TV, and soon on the YouTube channel of Dr. Helen Holton. Until then, stay well, be blessed, and focus on forgiveness. Thank you.